total annihilation. Yeah, 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 yeah. For so long on NXT, for so long, their sole concentration was on the in-ring work when it comes to structuring their show. And to me, you can't have too much of one good thing. To me, NXT should be mixing it up with promo segments, character development, and some new feuds. A way to really refreshen and structure the show to create a better flow for the entire hour. And I like that they backed away here from the in-ring work on this show and concentrated more on those three other things that I mentioned. And I really applaud for NXT for doing just that. And to me, it started with the first match on the show, and that was Tyler Breeze versus Angelo Dawkins. And even though, like I said, they kind of backed away from the in-ring performance here and they started to concentrate more on character development, I like what they've done here. This match didn't need to be too long to get the point across. Tyler Breeze goes over Angelo Dawkins, and then he cuts a pretty good promo here. He talks about that he just submitted his new music video for an Oscar nomination in the documentary category, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun, this is something cool, this is something really neat to watch. So I really did enjoy Tyler Breeze here on the microphone. And then you had Adrian Neville interrupt Tyler Breeze, and then the fans started chanting what to him. They were booing him a bit because he interrupted what Tyler Breeze was about to show the fans, because the fans are kind of into Tyler Breeze, talking about how Breeze is gorgeous, etc., what have you. And I like how Adrian Neville was able to maintain his babyface momentum by ignoring the boos and the what chants with his promo. And I thought he actually improved on the mic here in the little back and forth thing with Tyler Breeze and Adrian Neville. Tyler Breeze calling him an extra from The Hobbit, and then Adrian Neville talks about Tyler Breeze's mom, how she likes to take selfies, and that causes the whole attack on Tyler Breeze to Adrian Neville. He ducks the beauty shot. Adrian Neville gets one-upped here. And I like it. To me, this promo segment was needed not only for this show entirely, but also to create some hype to this NXT Championship match between Adrian Neville and Tyler Breeze. And like I said, you can't have too much of a good thing. And I like that they emphasize more on the promo here than the in-ring work here. And this really set the tone nicely for the rest of the show. So the next match on the show was the Divas match between Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And even though this was a very short match, this still came across a lot better than the NXT Women's Championship match than last week, because it was very simple, it was direct and to the point and what have you. However, I do have some issues with the idea of booking this match, because we saw that Becky Lynch now has a new entrance with new entrance music and a new gimmick, a rockstar kind of gimmick, you know, like a Lita would. And even though it's not the most original gimmick that NXT can use on Becky Lynch, at least it's a lot better than the whole stereotypical Irish woman, with the Irish woman coming out with the Irish dance. That's the one positive that I got out of the whole new gimmick with Becky Lynch. And the other issue I had is, to me, you already established Charlotte as your NXT Women's Champion last week when she defeated Summer Rae. Just push her aside for this match. To me, she really didn't need to be involved in this match at all, because she defended her title last week. She really didn't need to be on the show all that much this week. This would have been a lot better and would come across much better if it was Becky Lynch to be showcased as the new gimmick. Because why have her lose this match when you just rebooted her character? To me, that makes no sense at all. This would have been a really good opportunity to send someone down from Raw or SmackDown like Alicia Fox to be the jobber instead of Becky Lynch being the jobber, and to showcase Becky Lynch a lot better in this segment. And you can have Charlotte later on in the show just come in with the whole segment with Bayley, which was set up really nicely because, they talked about their past history with the backstage segment. I thought that Charlotte was a lot better on the mic here. Even though this was a backstage interview, we could use more of this in the ring. But I like what's happening here with Charlotte and Bayley going forward. I like that they brought up their history finally, and we're going to get to see that one-on-one match between Bayley and Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship, possibly at the next 2-hour special event on NXT. And then we get into the first tag team match on NXT, and it's the Ascension taking on Steve Cutler and Matt Miles, two jobbers. It was basically 2-on-1. Matt Miles never even got in the ring. Nothing to talk about here. But I will talk about that the Ascension actually got on the microphone, and I like it because when the Ascension speaks, to me it should feel special, and it's a rare moment to happen, and it came across exactly like that. Here you have Rick Victor talking about the NXT Tag Team Title Tournament that starts next week, and the number one contenders will be their next victims, and they will know their fate. And Conor O'Brien goes on the microphone after Rick Victor talks, and he says, "Total annihilation." That's all you need from the Ascension, and it came across very well. To me, the Ascension, the NXT Tag Team Champions, really don't need to speak too much. They can speak at that rare moments that feel right, which felt right here. So overall, I'm really looking forward to this tournament. The only nitpicky issue I have is that, to me, if the number one contenders defeated the Ascension, to me that would make the Ascension look weak, in my opinion. To me, it would be a lot better if the Ascension didn't come across as weak. If they just drop the belts and have the tournament revolved around becoming the new NXT Tag Team Champions. That's all. But I will say this. I think the Ascension are ready. And what I mean by that is that I think they're ready to go up on Raw and SmackDown to really stamp and make a name for themselves in the tag team division. And the second tag team match on this show was Mojo Rawley teaming up with Bull Dempsey to take on this new team of Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. And their tag team name is the Mechanics. I like it. I like that NXT has a new tag team here, even though they come across as another jobber tag team like the Basham Brothers. They got the tag team name. They look like a tag team. They feel like a tag team with the matching trunks. Frequent tags throughout this match. I like it. I like this team. And I think maybe they should have won this match because, to me, sticking Mojo Rawley with Bull Dempsey just felt really awkward. It just felt different that Mojo Rawley is being stuck in a tag team match when he should be in just singles competitions. To me, that just felt awkward that Mojo Rawley was in a tag team match. Even Bull Dempsey, I thought that NXT was building up Bull Dempsey as this monster heel, and then all of a sudden they stick him in a tag team with Mojo Rawley. Even though you can feel that there's some sort of dissension going on, I don't know about them being the next NXT Tag Team Champions because they're not a team. They're two individuals. It's kind of like when the WWE stuck together Rey Mysterio and The Big Show. That was terrible. And to me, Mojo Rawley and Bull Dempsey are not a tag team. They shouldn't be a tag team. This will be a good opportunity for NXT to make a rivalry out of these two, to actually do something with them instead of having them as favorites going in your tag team title tournament. That makes no sense. And then we get into the main event on NXT, and that was Adam Rose versus Tyson Kidd with Natalya in his corner. And I really enjoyed this. This was a fun and entertaining match to close up NXT. And I will say this, I like what NXT is doing with Tyson Kidd as a character, turning him slowly into more of a heelish type of role. And I like that he was really changing his style when it comes to his in-ring work in this match. He was more ground and pound and submission holds than he was high flying. And to me, high flying is something normally a babyface does to get that pop from the fans. So I like that Tyson Kidd, coming off of this heel turn, has really changed his style overall into what he was doing throughout this entire match. And I like how Adam Rose was being used here in this match as well. To me, he came across very well as being the guy used as a device to help further develop the heel character of Tyson Kidd here. And really, Adam Rose should be in more matches like this than he is on Raw and SmackDown. I don't understand the whole mentality of NXT. I mean, if you're there to come down and to put on a good match, only to be in a very short jobber type of match on Raw, then what was the point of going through the whole developmental system? I really don't understand the whole mentality of that logic. It is just weird. But like I said, Adam Rose was featured very well in this main event on NXT. And I like where this is going with Tyson Kidd and Natalya. I like how they left on a questionable note to make you tune into maybe next week or the week after to see what's going to happen between Tyson Kidd and Natalya. There's some sort of dissension going on here. You could tell that there's going to be some sort of split that's happening, or you can use a plot twist and have Natalya go heel. Either way works for me. I'll be fine with it. And overall, like I said, this was a really good, entertaining match to close off a really refreshing episode of NXT that was a lot better than last week. I would rate the show 7 out of 10. And if you saw this week's episode of NXT, what did you think about it? Feel free to comment below. Let me know. While you're at it, you can hit that subscribe button down below this video. You can also follow MRB Wrestling on Twitter. And you can like us on Facebook at the Mick Rock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show. And on a final note to all you viewers watching, get plenty of rest and always do your best.